Has your pastor ever been put on a pedestal? Do you believe that you can do just as much or as well for God as your pastor does? Well, this morning I want to introduce you to an ordinary man who ministered to so many folks. He was even more well known than a war general and a president. He even has a bronze statue named after him in our Capitol. President Calvin Coolidge acclaimed that he was one of the builders of the nation. And the Wesley Online Center it shows that Francis Asbury was born in 1745 to the son of a gardener, just an ordinary person. He had no education, but he converted to Christianity very young. He served all until he died in 1816 in Spotsylvania County in Virginia, and is now buried in Baltimore, Maryland. See, he didn't have an easy childhood. He had to grow and learn how to be a Christian. He had to learn what it meant to be a man. In the Methodist History Journal by Timothy Allen, Francis was beaten so much as he was young that he quit school. Because he had to go to school, so his parents wanted him to work and be like everybody else. So he was beaten so much that he just walked away from it. But he was converted to Christianity at age 16. He decided he wanted to be a local pastor. He decided he wanted to serve God. So he was sent to a circuit. At that time meant about a cluster of about 5 or 6 churches that he would travel to each Sunday to preach and to teach the Word of God. So as he grew into that process, he became an itinerant system in 1766. And the reason the itinerant system, which we still use today in the United Methodist Church, means that you don't stay at the same place all the time. Meaning they don't want you to get too comfortable with God that you're able to stay there. They want you to grow and constantly be growing in your faith and commitment to God. In the Journal 2000 by T.L. Wood, Francis Asbury, after 2 years of serving, in 1761, he wrote a note to his parents. He said, "I've had enough. I am in trying circumstances about the people and places, but sometimes I please myself that I shall go hence and leave these parts." But can you imagine having that strong of faith? Can you imagine leading people in their spiritual life at 16, 17 years old? You're the head of a church, not just one church, but multiple churches. In 1769, again, T.L. Wood wrote in a journal in 2000 that Francis Asbury complained, "I have much work on my hands, and I am put to it for time to do what I want." But on August 17, 1771, John Wesley was at a Bristol conference for leading the pastors, and he asked, "I need some pastors to volunteer to go to America, to leave your homeland and go to teach." And in the biographical study by Horace DuBose in 1909, Francis Asbury was the first one to step up and say, "I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go and serve in a place that I don't know anyone." So on October 27th, 1771, he sailed for a place called America. His first sermon was in New York on November 13th in 1771 to a huge, huge congregation. Can you imagine the struggles that he had in his heart as he stepped up to impress these people? And through his ministry, as he traveled through the colonies in 1788, he ended in a place called the Carolinas. He ended up in a church called Bill's Meeting House. Bill's Meeting House started in 1760. That church now is the place that I serve. That's the pastor, where I'm a pastor at. He come and preached there on our property, and through that process, our church is maintained to the United Methodist through this whole process. That was written by Brenda Bailey for the Methodist History of the United Methodist Church. We're the oldest church in the Western North Carolina Conference. But so many had already heard about Francis Asbury, so the place was packed. He was even more well known than General George Washington, which was a hero. In the 2006 journal by Tim Allen, in the conference of 1784, Methodists truly needed a leader. They needed someone to lead them in America. And so in 1788, Francis Asbury was elected to be the general superintendent. And then in 1788, he changed that title. He wanted a better title than just general superintendent. So he came up with the title of bishop. Francis Asbury thought that was a cool name, but John Wesley, the founder of the Methodists, he didn't like that. He didn't think that was appropriate. But can you think of how much ministry that he has done, that he has had a bronze statue in his honor at the nation's capital? President Coolidge said, "His outposts marched with pioneers. His missionaries visited the hooves of the poor, that all might be brought to a knowledge of the truth. say where his influence written on the immortal souls of men shall end. He is entitled to the rank as one of the builders of our nation. As we think about where he come from a bad childhood to converting to Christianity and then becoming a leader of the Methodist Church. And just think, any one of us in this room could be the bishop of a church. Thank you.